okie doke, this dupe, came from the patriarchal structure, which was built on violence. And we've established how and why. And the men here agree. Men are the ones who perpetuate 80 to 90% of the violence that's on record. The point is if this okie doke, if this dupe is here, we've got to eradicate it by looking at equal labor in the home. That is my point. And to stop calling women good women because they're doing this for free. It's a total trick. That's what my whole topic says.
For free.
Yeah, I think
for what employer are they doing it for free?
I think ultimately if you want to be a decent family that are there to provide the very best for your children, that involves people doing equal amount of labour. If you are in situations where you as a man have much more leisure time than your wife, because once you've divided up all paid and unpaid tasks, you are doing a lot less, then you have to consider whether or not you're really being a decent father to that family.
Would you consider it free labor if the man is providing the house, the food, the lighting, and all that stuff on top of that?
That's my point. Or not. It's not about whether it's paid or not. It's when you have finished all of the essential tasks for your family, which includes going out earning money, it includes doing all the cleaning, all the childcare, all the other tasks that require doing. How much recreational time has each adult in that family got left over? So it's about seeing all of the tasks as equally valuable in providing for that family. And if one of the people in that family is doing a lot less of all the tasks put together, then they're not doing as much for their children, right? If we see all of that work as being of value.
That is part of it, absolutely. But my point is the financial. And someone said, who is your employer, right? Like someone said, who's the employer? Which I just feel is like a snarky comment. But the thing is, it is about money. Let me finish. It is about money, okay? My point is what happens when she turns 60? And again, we're talking about non-ideal men, not all men, okay? I lived with a great man for 10 years, like not all men, right? But non-ideal men will look at these women when they turn 60 and be like, I'm ready for a different model, right? So this is my point. I'm ready for a younger model. So they trade her in for a 20-year-old because that's how they see them, as objects, right? They trade her in, and then it is about money. She doesn't have a resume. She doesn't have savings. And you can't say it's equal if you look at all these tasks she's doing, and we've had people come on here and say that she still needs to work and pay half of the bills as well in addition. So that man is banking. He's banking money. That's how he can afford the 20-year-old, because that's the only reason a 20-year-old would date a 60-year-old in the first place.
But this is my argument for why abstinence is so important, is because it gets rid of all the superficial aspects of that and makes it so when you're committing to a marriage, you're deeply thinking about that. I reject the concept that women are incapable of choosing good men and sussing out good men.
I don't, Greg. You know why? Because of fairy tales. Okay.
No, I think women are
they
just
have
as
made
smart
us
as,
dumb.
I think
This culture makes us dumb. This culture makes us dumb.
Yeah,
I think
it
women
boils
have
down
the
to
capacity to be
fairy
just as
tales.
smart
It
as
makes
men and
girls
make good
dumb.
decisions.
And when they're 20, they're not capable, and they do need experience, if you ask me. They need experience. They need to know what their body likes. They need to have fun. And so I don't agree with purity culture either. I do not feel that that's the answer at all.
Well, I mean, if we look, women are more unhappy now than they've ever been. And when we go back, women used to be apprised for their ability to have, women used to be apprised for their ability to have strong
They were
families.
miserable before. What are you talking about?
I see this as a movement. Like when you say,
Which women are you talking about? Women, ladies, can we talk? Like what?
Yeah, good women. I think good women have the ability
did
to
a
choose
study.
good men.
They started the study in 1955, and the actual happy rate has actually dropped down by.
What's the source?
I think it was like 38%.
Okay, what's the source? I need to take a look, please. What's the source?
I'll find it for you and send it to you.
Okay, but we're not going to take it as valid unless we see what it is. Okay, that's just fair. So, but I know in my community, I'm a sales coach, I'm a success coach. I've been doing this for 13 years. There are a lot of freaking happy women. Okay, a lot. We're making money. We're retiring our guys.
Doesn't it boil down to money and lifestyle though that they can achieve through not being married and single and running around.
No, what? It does, because it means that we're not doing this. We're not falling for the
No,
okie doke.
happiness
So
doesn't come from money. Happiness comes from family.
I'm aware of that. I'm very aware of that.
So like
But
that's what really,
you can't be happy if you're in, like, if you're in a situation where you're completely controlled, right?
that's the
And you're,
thing is that
so
that's why
money
it's so
takes that
important
away, is what I'm
to
saying.
that's why
That's
it's
all
so
I'm saying.
important to reinstitutionalize the importance of marriage. People are looking at this as a flippant agreement that they can get out of at any time, as opposed to I'm dedicating myself to this person for better or for worse for the rest of my life. That
How
is
can you do
commitment,
that when
because
you're
you're not
20
only
years
committing to
old?
that person, you're committing to those children.
How can you do? You are a child when you're 20 years old. How can you make that decision? I would have made the worst
Well,
decision in the
then
world
that's
when
why
I
I
was
got
20.
married at 25. I've been married for 16 years. I was a
That's
virgin until
awesome.
I got married. I have
That's
a
awesome.
$700,000 home. Like, we're in a good situation because
That's
we
awesome.
made good decisions and planned things out. And I knew that if I
Yes.
got somebody pregnant, if I caught an STD, if I got into a situation I didn't want to be in, that was going to wreck my life, my children's life, my
Sure.
partner's life. And so it comes back to people need to realize that they are responsible for the decisions that they make. When you're courting, you can't be saying, well, it's men's fault that I married a bad man.
No, I didn't say that. Greg, I'm not discounting intuition and good luck. Absolutely. Like, that's wonderful. But you have to look at the larger society. When you say fairy tales don't matter, are you kidding? We're all brainwashed by fairy tales. The girls still are being brainwashed. You can't just delineate that and say it doesn't exist. It's a huge part. All I could think about was Prince Charming until I was like 18. I'm like, where is he? Where's this guy? I'm still waiting. Like, and I'm a smart woman and I was educated. Like, I mean,
I think
like, you
the
can't
point is
take
it's
that
actually
away.
really difficult to spot perpetrators. It's very, very difficult to spot them, which is why many women marry them. That's the problem. Men are not good at spotting perpetrators either, because perpetrators, their expertise is in manipulating people, and that's why we find people all the time who are, a scourge on society, and everyone's like, well, I never had any idea. They would just seem to be my next door neighbour, or they was some guy I was friends with at college, or 100 other things. We are actually not good at seeing perpetrators. They hide in plain sight.
But that is why
So
abstinence is such an important tool, because it weeds out a lot of the bad actors that are not going to sit by and wait 5 years of dating without that kind of relationship.
well, they may very well do, because they probably have some other woman that they are sleeping with while they are courting this person that they will eventually marry.
Well,
So
I
I
agree
think
with
that's a
Greg.
very common scenario.
I agree with Greg that there has to be some vetting and some abstinence, especially in the first 3 months. Like, there's a 3-month no kissing rule. I love that rule. You've got to keep hormones out of it 100%. But I just think looking at the larger society, like, we can't expect young women and not to go explore. And, we can get into the body count discussion, but